Today we're going to demonstrate the setup of the distillation for the alcohol, determination of percentage of alcohol in the fermentation that you did the week before. This is the setup, the final setup. Use this as your model to mimic when you put yours together. There's also the one in your book that shows you how it's put together, so you have a picture and the live demo. So first off, we're going to gather the equipment. So we'll start putting it together. Extend the scissor jack a bit so that there is going to be room if you need to lower the heating source away from the round bottom flask. Plug in the heating mantle into the rheostat. Ensure that the rheostat is off and turn to 0. And look into the equipment. Here's a round bottom flask that is washed, and start putting it. And we'll put in our sample, and we'll have some glass beads to prevent the bumping. Take your round bottom flask out of the heating mantle so that you don't spill any water into the heating mantle, and use a cork ring to help you hold it. Pour your sample into the round bottom flask. Pour the whole sample in. And then put 2 or 3 boiling beads. So move your round bottom flask into the heating mantle and line it up so that you can start putting the clamps together. The 2-finger goes around the neck of the round bottom flask. That way, if you need to lower the heating mantle, then the clamp will hold the round bottom flask. That's snug up against the round bottom flask. Then ensure that the joints are greased, and one way to tell that the joints are greased properly is to observe how the two pieces go together. When they are improperly greased, as these two pieces are, you can see that the joint is translucent and white, so that is a pour. And also when you turn it, you hear kind of a grinding noise on glass on glass. Or when they're properly greased, put the two together and they become transparent to the point that you can mostly see through it. So this one looks like it might need a little bit more grease. If you do need a bit more grease, all you need is about the amount. If you've ever used chapstick, that's all you need. You don't even need to squeeze. Just put your finger over top and take that bit of grease, and that should do enough for several joints. So we'll put the fractionation column on, where the condenser tube goes. Further to the condenser tube, it's used to cool the vapors. The vapors come from the hot end here and go down the inner tube. You see, if you could tell, that there's a small diameter tube on the inside and a larger tube on the outside. So the vapors go down, condense, and then drip out this end. around the larger tube holds the water to help cool the vapors, and the water enters and it's counter current, so it enters from the bottom and flows upward. So the vapors come from this side and condense and then drip out this end, and the water comes in and it does counter current to that. So we'll go back and continue to assemble our apparatus. So that'll go about there. Clamp on. Before we do attach it to the rest of the distillation, we're going to put our rubber tubing on. Obtain some paper towels so that you can hold the glass in case the glass breaks as you're putting the tubing on. You can push it on snugly and not have, if the tube condenser does break, it'll break inside the paper and not in your hand, much like M&M's. Oh. Anyway, so let's put that there. Another one of our blue clamps. So as I said, the water is counter current. So this one will be the exhaust that goes to the sink. This is the makeup, goes to the water. And we'll turn the water on right now, and we'll take a close-up just to show you more or less what kind of flow you're going to need. About right there. Put the platform to put the cylinder on. 100 ml cylinder. And our elbow. Another blue clamp. Next, we'll need our thermometer, and this is the unit that the thermometer goes in. Slide that down. Check for the grease. Insert the thermometer there. Push it down to where the intersection. This may need an adjustment later just to get the proper temperature of the vapor. So that's it right there. And so now we can make sure, again, that your rheostat is turned off and set to 0. And you can plug it in and then turn it on, and your instructor will instruct you to what setting to begin with.